It is the start of the new school year, and once again, learning is online. Joining us to tell us how you can get your child ready for this semester, at least until this online thing is no more, CEO and counseling psychologist at the Phoenix Counseling Center, Dr. Patrece Charles. Good morning, Doc. How are you?
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. So here we are, heading into another
Here we
school
are.
year as we wished we would not have head into another school year, and it is what it is. I mean, it's hard enough in this pandemic to get kids in the frame of mind to go back to school, but to go back to
Mhm.
school online is another level.
I'm telling you, many kids that are so disappointed that they're not going back face to face. So many children.
They are. And it's also tough for parents now who are going to have to figure out how to juggle, especially if they're not one of the entities or working for one of the entities who encourage work from home. It's just a tough situation all around. So parents are heading in anxious and children are heading in anxious. What do we say to them both?
Well, what I would say is hopefully from last year, within the year, you would have learned what would have been difficult and what would have been easy so that going into the new term, you're going to be working smarter, not harder. Um, this year, what we want to do is there are a lot of things that you're going to be repeating, but you're just going to be doing it in a different way because you're more knowledgeable now. Now you're not starting from scratch, you're starting from a place of experience. So, parents, you're going to try and help your children to set up and keep a schedule as best as possible. Again, not easy, especially if the parent is having to go into work or is working from home. But you want to start that schedule as best as possible and stick to it as best as possible. And also, you did your back to school shopping. It's a little bit different because you're not going into face to face into the classroom. However, the materials that you're going to need for school is still going to be necessary. So you don't want to have a book in one room, a pen or a pencil in another room, your textbook somewhere else. You want to have all the necessary materials that you have for your assignments, for your classwork, right there in front of you in your designated school area. You want to, again, normalcy, routine is going to work best for everyone.
Designated school area,
Yeah.
books, materials.
In an
What
area that's
you're speaking
learning.
to a lot of
Yes.
parents this morning who don't know where the next money is coming from to buy an exercise book, much less an actual book for a subject area, and for whom a designated workspace might be outside underneath the apple mango tree. You know what I mean? It's just it's.
But you know what, though, Simone, that is still a designated school area. Whether it's regardless of if it is in a separate study or if it is under a mango tree, it is still your designated school area. So all of the things that you're going to need for that designated school area should be there during school time. One of the things that distracted children a lot last year was the same device that they were on for school.
Yeah, it's the same one they used to
So
play.
smartphones and tablets were a great distraction. They were because they weren't used to this type of learning. They were bored. They would be surfing the web and social media while they were in class. And you know what happened? It showed up in their grades. It's some children. I had a lot of children come to me at the counseling center saying that they're confused by their parents because their parents used to tell them, get off your device, go outside and play. Being on your device for this long is not good for you. It's unhealthy. You're going to get sick. And now they're being forced, according to them, to remain on their device all day. So I'm going to encourage parents to help their kids to take the necessary breaks when they're doing their remote learning. They should still take their lunch breaks, still take their, get up, walk around a little bit because it is not good to just be in one position all day on your device.
Yeah,
So
and
taking
we know that as adults, because we have to sit in Zoom meetings, Patrice, and we hate it. We don't want to be in meetings for the entire day. Can you imagine the kids have to be sitting down for the entire day in a class? You said earlier that, we should be a little better off this year because we're starting from a place of experience, which is absolutely true. But for the kids who realize that they hated that experience and have this mindset that we didn't like it last year, how are we going to do it again this year?
But
You
this is
spoke
going to
about
be,
creating a structure, but that's a mindset issue. So how do we reach them in that space to say, okay, we know you didn't enjoy it last year, but this is how we have to, I mean, how do you talk them down?
and this is one of those things that is going to be based, it's unique based on the child, based on the experience that the child had, and it's working with your child. You're going to have to be an involved parent for this to become really successful. You're going to have to collaborate with your child. Let your child tell you what worked for them and what didn't work for them, so that you can come up with a better routine for everyone. It's about teaching your child responsibility, not just jumping in and doing everything for them. So you're beside them doing your work. Your child has some work to do online, and they're saying, I don't know how to do it. And you are doing the work for your child. That's not going to help your child. It's also going to create more work for you, and everybody's going to get frustrated. So again, it's speaking with your child and finding out what was difficult, how to ensure that the child gets those assignments in on time. And one of the things I want to encourage parents is don't take on all the responsibilities of getting in touch with teachers when your child does not understand. Your child should be able to, and again, everything is based on an age-appropriate way, age-appropriate type of action. If your child is in kindergarten or first grade, you may want to give more assistance than a child that is in high school. But your child should know how to contact their teacher, send them a note saying, sir, miss, I don't understand this. Can you send me some practice questions? Can you go over this in class again? What was the assignment? They should know how to check their assignments. So teaching your children how to be responsible and how to navigate the remote learning space is going to be very important for everyone.
Patrece, give us a number where we can reach you, because there's so many other questions that parents may have coming out of this interview. You know, social displacement, their kids are anxious. And when you say parents, you're going to have to be involved parents this year, I see some people say, geez, so where do we reach you?
Those children that's coming from PEP going into first form and not going into school for first form, but going online for first form.
Where do we reach you?
You can reach me at the Phoenix Counseling Center at 868-3290. So if you don't get me, don't leave a voice note, just send me a WhatsApp message and we can do as best as we can.
Fantastic. Lots of parents need help. Lots of children need guidance. So we're glad you're there. It's 876-868-3290. Thank you very much, CEO and counseling psychologist at the Phoenix Counseling Center, Dr. Patrece Charles. Thank you, Patrece. All the best with you and your little ones as you head back into school. We'll take a break. I think she's gone. News in 5 is next, everybody.